The Book of Enoch. Secrets revealed journey through ancient mysteries. Imagine, if you will, a book so powerful, so filled with divine secrets, that it was deliberately hidden from the world for nearly 2,000 years. A book that reveals the true story of fallen angels, the origins of evil, and prophecies that stretch to the end of time itself. This is the Book of Enoch. The man who walked with God. In the beginning, there was a man named Enoch. Not just any man, but the seventh generation from Adam himself. The Bible tells us something extraordinary about this figure in just 11 words. Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. But what happened during those divine walks? What did Enoch see that no other human eyes had witnessed? The Book of Enoch answers these questions with breathtaking detail. Enoch didn't just walk with God. He was taken on cosmic journeys that revealed the very foundations of reality. He saw the chambers where snow and hail are stored. He witnessed the paths of the sun and moon. He stood before the throne of the Almighty and received visions that would shake the foundations of heaven and earth. The Watchers. Heaven's greatest rebellion, voice growing more intense. But here's where the story becomes absolutely stunning. Enoch reveals the greatest conspiracy in cosmic history, the rebellion of the Watchers. Picture this: 200 mighty angels, beings of incredible power and beauty, stationed on Mount Hermon to watch over humanity. These were no ordinary angels. They were the elite, the guardians, the ones entrusted with the most sacred duties. But they fell. Led by their chief Semjaza, these Watchers made a pact that would curse both heaven and earth. They saw the daughters of men and found them beautiful. But their sin went far beyond mere lust. They abandoned their heavenly stations, took human wives, and began teaching humanity secrets that were never meant to be revealed. Azazel taught men to make weapons of war, swords, knives, shields, and armor. Others taught the arts of cosmetics and jewelry, turning human hearts toward vanity. Still others revealed the secrets of sorcery, astrology, and divination. But the most terrifying revelation? Their offspring, the Nephilim, giants among men, speaking with awe and dread. From these unholy unions came the Nephilim, giants who stood 15 feet tall, beings of immense strength and insatiable appetite. But they weren't just large humans. They were something else entirely, creatures caught between two worlds, belonging fully to neither. These giants consumed everything in their path. When the food of earth could no longer satisfy them, they turned to devouring animals. And when that wasn't enough, they began to consume each other. Finally, in their ultimate corruption, they turned against humanity itself, drinking human blood and eating human flesh. The earth cried out under their violence. The very ground was stained with innocent blood. Creation itself groaned under the weight of this cosmic rebellion. Enoch's divine commission, voice becoming prophetic. And it was into this chaos that God called Enoch. "Go," said the Almighty. "Tell the Watchers that they will have no peace. Tell them that their sons, the giants, will fall by the sword. Tell them that they will watch their beloved offspring destroy each other, and they will be bound in the depths of the earth until the day of judgment." Enoch became heaven's messenger to the fallen. He stood before these mighty beings who had terrorized the earth and delivered God's judgment without flinching. He saw them tremble. He watched as they pleaded for mercy. But mercy had passed them by. The archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel, were dispatched to execute judgment. Gabriel struck down the giants, turning them against each other in a great war of mutual destruction. Michael bound the Watchers in the valleys of the earth. Raphael bound Azazel hand and foot and cast him into the darkness. Uriel became the herald of judgment for all who would follow. The great flood, more than we ever knew, building to crescendo. Now you understand why the flood was necessary. It wasn't just about human wickedness. It was about cosmic contamination. The very fabric of creation had been corrupted by this angelic rebellion. The genetic code of humanity had been tampered with. Evil spirits roamed the earth. The flood wasn't just water, it was cosmic cleansing. It was God's reset button on a creation that had been hijacked by fallen angels. But here's the most chilling part. Enoch reveals that the spirits of the dead giants, the Nephilim, became the demons that plague humanity to this day. These are the evil spirits Jesus cast out. These are the principalities and powers that Paul warned us about. They are the disembodied souls of the hybrid offspring of angels and humans, forever wandering, forever seeking to possess and destroy. Prophecies of the end times, voice growing urgent. But Enoch's visions didn't stop with the flood. He saw the end of all things. He witnessed the final judgment, where every secret would be revealed, every evil punished, and every righteous deed rewarded. He saw the Son of Man, the Messiah, sitting on the throne of glory. He witnessed the resurrection of the dead and the establishment of God's eternal kingdom. He saw the New Jerusalem descending from heaven and paradise restored. And he saw something else, something that connects directly to our time. He prophesied about the generation that would see all these things fulfilled. He spoke of signs in the heavens, of knowledge increasing, of humanity's final rebellion against God. Why was this book hidden? Speaking with conviction. So why was this incredible book removed from the Bible? Why was it hidden for nearly 2,000 years? Some say it was too dangerous. Others claim it was too detailed about angelic rebellion. But perhaps the real reason is that it reveals too much about the true nature of evil, the reality of spiritual warfare, and the cosmic scope of God's plan. The early church knew this book. Jude quoted from it. The apostles referenced it. Jesus himself alluded to its teachings. But as Christianity became institutionalized, as it sought acceptance in the Roman world, books like Enoch, with their stark supernatural realities, were quietly set aside. The Ethiopian mystery, voice filled with wonder. But God had a plan. While the Book of Enoch disappeared from Europe and the Middle East, it survived in one place, the highlands of Ethiopia. For over 1,500 years, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church preserved this ancient text in their sacred language, Ge'ez. It wasn't until 1773 that a Scottish explorer named James Bruce brought copies back to Europe. The Christian world was stunned. Here was a book that filled in the gaps of Genesis, explained the origin of evil, and provided context for everything from the flood to the ministry of Jesus. Modern discoveries confirm ancient truth, building excitement. And now, in our generation, we've made even more stunning discoveries. The Dead Sea Scrolls, found in 1947, contained multiple copies of Enoch in Hebrew and Aramaic. Carbon dating confirmed these manuscripts were copied before the time of Christ. Suddenly, scholars had to admit that Enoch wasn't a medieval fabrication. It was an authentic ancient text, known and revered by Jews in Jesus' time. The very community that preserved the Bible for us, the Essenes, considered Enoch to be scripture. The final revelation, voice reaching climactic intensity. Brothers and sisters, we are living in the days Enoch prophesied about. We are the generation witnessing the return of the Nephilim through genetic manipulation. We are seeing the increase of knowledge that he predicted. We are watching as humanity once again reaches for forbidden wisdom, just as in the days before the flood. The Book of Enoch isn't just ancient history. It's our roadmap for understanding the times we're living in. It reveals that the battle between good and evil is far more cosmic than we ever imagined. It shows us that what happens on earth is connected to what happens in heaven. Most importantly, it assures us that God's plan will ultimately triumph. Just as he judged the watchers, just as he cleansed the earth with the flood, just as he sent his Son to defeat the powers of darkness, he will bring all things to their appointed end. The secrets of Enoch aren't just about the past. They're about our future. They're about our destiny. They're about the ultimate victory of light over darkness, of good over evil, of God over all his enemies. The book that was hidden is hidden no longer. The secrets that were sealed have been revealed. And we, like Enoch himself, are called to be faithful witnesses in a generation that desperately needs to hear the truth. This is the Book of Enoch as you've never seen it before. These are the secrets that shake the very foundations of reality. And this is why your life and your eternity will never be the same, ending with quiet but firm conviction. Walk with God as Enoch walked. See with spiritual eyes as Enoch saw. And be ready, As Enoch was ready for the return of the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, the ancient mysteries are mystery no longer. The truth has been revealed, and the time for action is now.